Can't believe that I'm doing a video on Saturday for YouTube, but I'm doing it because I didn't do one yesterday, and I didn't do one Thursday. I'm going to tell you why. Chad Jackson saw there, Lumber Jackson. Got a nice little channel. I've sent a bunch of guys over there. Thank you so much. He's creating videos as we speak, and he's going to make some good ones. And this saw right here is his 372. And they don't get the stickers till I'm happy with them. This, Ryan, thank you, buddy. Wolf Creek Saw Shop is a major player in these builds for supplying parts. I want you to know that. If you want the same stuff that I run, get a hold of Ryan at Wolf Creek Saw Shop. They got a .com thing here. Let me see if I can get it where you can see it. Oh, heck no. WolfCreekSawShop.com. Tell them Iron Horse sent you. This was a really good build. I showed the teardown. I was gonna show the same old thing that I always show with this build, but I'm going to do it to the next one because the very next saw is one that's going to be kind of cool. It's TRAYNES. I think we want to make it run like a train, huh? Pull like a train? Yeah, we want it to pull like a train. Train, you're going to have fun with the saw. We're going to start that right now as we speak. I like doing them at the same time. 2 or 3 sometimes. I'm going to do 2, maybe 3. But I have a lot of bright ideas. Let's see what comes of them. Okay, I'll talk to you a little bit about this build. I didn't show this. You know the rules I have for numbers to keep you in a safe zone where you have great performance. It's good entry level. It's good, strong logging saws. Don't cross 160 degrees on your intake at all. Run 155 on a lot of them, I do. As far as total opening, that's how long it's open. I do a lot of saws with exhaust opening at 98 degrees or 100, you know, right in there. And I like 25 degrees later is preferred for the transfer openings. Guys, I threw my own rule book out the window with this. I mean, I crossed all the lines. I crossed all the borders.
Is that something you usually get fired for?
Crossing borders?
You're going to fire yourself now?
I might be able to do that.
But get a big cut.
In today's political world, it's okay to cross borders. So we do it right. I crossed the borders. I went extreme with my intake timing. I went very extreme with my exhaust timing. I went stupid with the compression, knowing I had to bleed off 50, 60 pounds of compression. But I needed it there so when it's running, it builds it back. I needed it there. I needed static compression. It needed to be high. That's what it had to be. So, guys, if you are already have built several saws, and once we run this in the wood and you want to build one similar to this, I've got all the pictures. I made little video clips and stuff I'll share with you guys that want a serious, I don't care if it blows up tomorrow saw. The problem with these builds, they can last forever, or they can come apart right here on this bench. There's no telling. But that's what they are. What? Okay, let's start it up. I just had it running, so I cheated, guys. I'm going to warn you. I did put a decomp in this. I did. I'm tired of pulling over heavy horsepower saws. It did this. Oh, you know, they don't start when you don't turn the switch on. They don't. If it did, I'd be scared. to shop as bad as I did this morning first thing. Cole come in the door. He's sat beside me. He come in the door and he had a knife. And I said, what are you doing? He said, trying to cut my way in here. He's a smoky. So, that is what it is. I'm going to open that door for a minute, guys. It's cold today. It's howling. Two of you have asked in the last 2-3 weeks what this stove is. This is a Glenwood cabinet number 14. It's Eric Nelson actually brought this out from Massachusetts and he gave it to me. I needed a grate. It's got shaker grates, but it's a beautiful stove and it's got a fire. Yeah, that's what coal does. And it's hot. Yeah, I combed my hair this morning. It didn't last. I'd show you what it looks like outside, but you can probably hear it with the door open. I'm gonna close that door in a minute. Train saw. Another actually very nice saw. It's got compression. Not quite as much as Chad's. I wanted Chad's to be stiff on compression, but not to the point as a logger that you can't keep the darn thing starting it all the time. I've made that mistake in the past, having just too much. And too much is too much. That's all there is to it. So what we're doing today is breaking this saw down. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 of these at once, but what I'm going to do is try to make it interesting this time. What do you think? Got my little box right beside me here. Gotta move a saw out of the way to use it, but I got a box right beside me. But, you know what? Before I do this, let me do something else. This one's coming in pretty quick. This, you're going to see this built right here. I'm going to probably right after this 372. I really need one for me. I need a big saw that I got a big saw. Remember old Dave hanging on the wall? It's got too much compression. I don't like running it. I'm going to do something about that. Now that I got you all shook up. Okay, let me fix the camera. We need a 394 build in here. This 394 build, it's going to be a personal saw. It's a beautiful saw. I'm not going orangutan on it. It's my saw. I don't need heavy portage saws. I know how to sharpen them. And a stock saw is fine for me. That's all I need. And then I got time for everybody else's saws. But I'm doing one for me. I got to change the cases anyway in that. I told you about that. The little strap there on the just about starter cover on the case is broke. Can't have that. I'm going to pull the moves that are easy to do. Makes nice horsepower. I'm going to build it like Husky could have if they wanted to. That's what we're going to do. So if you want to know how to make a good running, smooth 394, and once you see it run in the woods, if you like the performance, you're going to have the video to be able to copy it. I will be building 2 395 orangutan saws in the next 2 months. This is what I'm thinking, somewhere in the next month or 2. So if you want to see what normal is for just a good wood saw, general all around, I don't build trailer queens, do I? Every saw we build here, guys, is a functional work saw. Absolutely functional work saw. But some of them get kind of hairy. And if you want to throw a properly set up chain on it and a bigger sprocket and go cut cookies with it, and you can lean them out just a bit, do that long enough. Oh, they perform. Oh, they do. But isn't it more fun to take a work saw and then go play with these guys at these get-togethers and have it impressive than... I respect the guys that do nitrous and pipes and all this crazy stuff because it's fascinating to me. It makes a great video. But my world isn't like that. Functional is where I'm at. But can't we have fun with just functional? And Train's gonna have fun with this one. I got into this deal here because Train floored me. He sent me a just beautiful stihl 44. Just beautiful. And he says, Harv, only thing he says, you keep that stihl, that's yours. The only thing I want you to do is a real nice build on my 372. Oh, gee. That was a no-brainer, wasn't it? In fact, grab that saw up there. I'll show you what I got out of this. Yep, that one right there. I'll show you. I'm not even taking the saw apart. I'm a scatterbrain, ain't I? No, this is dirty, the poor thing. Let me get this cleaned off just a bit. There, this is what I got. Train, you're gonna like what you got. I treasure this saw, I really do. I like the 44 a lot. It was an honest logging saw, a true lightweight. It was the first lightweight logging saw there was. Yeah, I know 272s out there too. These were better. They were lighter. You still guys are like that. Husky guys are gonna hate it. The 272 could have used another millimeter of stroke. I'll tell you that right now. Oh man, now we got to do that. So we're gonna stroke a 272. You're gonna see a lot of firsts. You have seen a lot of firsts right here on this channel. A bunch of them, and then next thing you know, these other guys just trickle down. They start showing the same thing. That makes me know I'm doing my job. I'm here to teach you guys the simple, efficient way to be able to build these saws. Okay? So when a lot of other channels crop up and have all the same things, it does not piss me off. It makes me happy that I'm here. I'm 61 for Christ's sakes. I don't have that in me anymore. I don't think I ever did. You know what I would do when I raced? I drag raced. I would help build the motors for the other cars in my class so I had somebody to race against. That's what I did. I do the same thing with saws. I'll build them, and I would teach them the things that they needed to know. And just so I had somebody to compete with. Well, it was pointed out to me, well, Harvey, that's all fine. You got, out of 16 cars in this class, 7 of them's got your freaking motors in them. So who are you actually racing? Okay, I got your point. I got it. I really like to go to some of these get-togethers and stuff and meet some of you guys that have channels and bring my saws. I think it'd be fun. It would be entertaining. We're here to entertain the masses. So if this happens and I can pull that off, you're going to see some good entertainment. Okay, back to the saw. You know what happens to me, guys, when I'm working in this shop? I'll be sitting here and blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, I'm doing this. What was that off of? Wow. That's big. Then I'm over here rummaging through boxes and then on the other side digging up a carcass. And well, I'll just put the parts together in a box and I'll set them here. Because I got to get this guy's saw finished. Yeah, right. I'll just tear it apart. I'm not going to really do anything. Maybe I'll just clean it up. Well, it only takes me about 30 minutes to pop the cases apart. Now that I'm this far, I'll just check the seals, make sure they're good. put the bearings in it. Start porting the cylinder. And for 2-3 days, I'm sidetracked, and that's all I got done. This saw has been used a lot. I can tell by the multi-layers. It has multi-layers. This video, really, if you know the truth, I'm in a really good mood. I was really scared that when I started Chad saw, what would happen is something bad. I've had them blow right up on a bench. A build to that degree, I've had them come apart. You know, if they go up in a ball of fire and parts scatter everywhere, as long as you didn't get hurt real bad, bleeding just a little, make a great video, wouldn't it? But, you know, that's not the way they come apart. They generally go thunk and just stop, dives right down. And then you think, the last 4 or 5 days of my life, I have absolutely just kicked it. Just kicked it. Well, then I ain't even touching it today. That's it. Walk away. Back when I used to drink, I was good at that too. I'd get right in a beer. Sit there, stare at something. Deal with it. No, it ain't that way no more. Oh, 2 cups of coffee and a couple smokes. I wonder what happened. I'm just gonna tear the muffler off. No, not getting in the middle of it. I'm right here. Geez, that's as easy to go the rest of the way. Saws are easy to work on compared to a lot of things. And next thing you know, boom, boom. Some of the biggest failures I've seen, and this is even OEM. In fact, a lot of OEM stuff, once you got to a certain limit, piston skirt break. I'll tell you another one I used to have. I don't so much anymore. Now I'm using these highway pistons. The land above the top ring, or the ring if it's a single ring, bust off. Go explain that one, eh? So, once in a blue moon, what would happen is that you would have a C-clip fail. I don't like that. I got that loose. You'd have a C-clip fail. And boy, when that wrist pin slides out and hangs up in a transfer, that doesn't do nothing any good. It really doesn't. Let me get a few parts off of this, and we'll continue right on. I don't know how far it is for you to watch me take these apart, but do yourself a favor, guys. If you're not sure whether you're splitting the cases or not, blow around that whole base best you can. Let's avoid as much dirt getting down in there. Yeah, you can get the dirt out. You can flush it out. It'll come right out. It really will. These backs, you can just use a pair of pliers to grab that bolt. They'll find the weirdest place and fall down behind that flywheel and all kinds of stuff. Okay. I just take this little hook and I reach right up underneath that rubber. There's a rubber mount here. As soon as you get one of these in your hands, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I say I'm going to do it. Pull that right out of there. Once in a while, you get them just like this one. They've been in there so darn long, they don't want to come up out there. I got it. I got one. There we go. See? That's the way it works. The cylinder's off. There's one of the bolts. Oh, one came apart with it, that's right. Pretty dirty girl, I gotta tell you that. But let's do an inspection on this and see what this cylinder looks like. As soon as I can find my flashlight, it's sitting right in front of me.
It's right there, underneath your scrunch.
Oh, I was looking for my little light.
You got a flashlight, you can see your flashlight.
This cylinder is serviceable. Really, honestly is. That would run just fine. That don't look bad at all. OEM, nice OEM cylinder you got there, Train. Let's see about the piston, if I'd run that or not. I see normal scuff, normal wear. Fair amount of hours on the saw. These skirts will wear more on the intake side than the exhaust side. I'll tell you that right now. And they get to a certain point, they'll just break. And this one's got some nice scuffing on it. It's serviceable. It cleaned right up nice. In fact, I think them rings would run. It had good compression, really good, honestly. But we're going to do something because Train's my... We're going to put one of these on. I love porting them. They seem to run nice. If you port one of these new Titanical cylinders, you be really careful in the direction of rotation of the tool near that plating. You'll lift chunks of that out. It's that hard. But as far as a good plating, oh my goodness sakes. And it's straight. It's absolutely flawlessly straight the cylinders are. They're beautiful. But they will flake if you're hogging. Don't hog, just little bits. If you got a round diamond bit, where you know you're going to be porting, just go ahead and remove that plating. Just do yourself a favor. And you'll be way better off. You'll have a better day. I mean, I gotta admit, I really do. These things are beautiful. I mean, they're just gorgeous, ain't they? They got monster upper transfers already. So that's nice. Here, you want to see what a factory transfers look like? See? That's the uppers. Look at them. Big difference, ain't there? That's power. Sorry. And it's a lot less work for me. So, we're going to get us a little dome. Not going to run a big dome in this because we're not running a high exhaust roof in this saw. This is a different thing. I know where Train lives. He lives in hardwoods because you're going to cut soft because he does a lot of hardwood. We're going to keep that torque up. And I'm going to do it with this. Train, buddy, you have a great piston and cylinder. I'll clean this stuff up and send it back to you. That way you got a nice OEM one. I don't run... Actually, they don't come in that good anymore. This is why I started using highway stuff from Ryan at Wolf Creek Saw Shop, is because I had to have an alternative. You can't take an old saw that's run its course and go buy all OEM parts and justify it. I can't. You can. I can't. I can't do it. So, and good many people don't even want it. We had just as many troubles with OEM stuff as we have the aftermarket as of the last year or so. This stuff's got really good. 5 years ago, I run OEM, or I wouldn't work on a saw. But there was still occasions where somebody's just trying to get by. It's like, man, it ain't going to work. I don't like doing that. Okay, fine. Then all of a sudden what the trend was is, hey, how's your saw running? I did for you 2 years ago. Back to the truck. Got to see what I got with me. It's still going? Yeah, I've never known trouble. Really? Out of this stuff? Nah. So those of you that are builders that say you don't like highway, I go full tilt with these saws with highway stuff. It's not problematic, or it's not problem free, but it's no different than OEM for me. I have just as much trouble, actually more sometimes with OEM. These molds have got so friggin' old for the OEM stuff that what's happened, they're degraded and you got misshapen intake ports and stuff. Not on all saws. You'll get it occasionally with these, you will, but you can do something about it, you know, just like you can the OEM, you know, those of you that run them. I'm going to set this behind the camera and see if I can knock you guys over again. I could, couldn't I? Now, this one's got a blue coil. That is a governed coil. It might hit that governor once in a while, but not when it's cutting. We don't care what a saw is doing when it's not in wood. I don't care. So those of you that think you need to change your coils on your 372 builds or whatever build, because you just know it's going to be so awesome that you're going to be way above your governed RPM when you're cutting, you're crazy. Of course, I'm crazy. So what's the difference? You do what you want, right? This saw was burning nice. See the color? That's a proper color. Absolutely proper. But if you notice, there's no wash marks, really, on the piston. This right here is an EPA standard cylinder. And what Husqvarna was doing through these years, I think the saw is like an 08 or something. What they were doing to meet the emissions at the time, kept changing the numbers, make smaller upper transfers, just restrict it. And they still made good power. But you didn't see that. You didn't see that wash on the piston. And all of a sudden you noticed they was getting warmer than they used to. They'd lean the darn things out so far. See, your first clue is when you see them caps on your adjustment on your carburetor, if it's the OEM carburetor, then that's what you got. One of these carburetors right here. See, these are the these, when you see a 372 with this style here, if it's the OEM carburetor, you know you got a runner. That it had everything it was going to have. It really did. I'm really looking forward to having this saw done. I'm interested in seeing look on Train's face first time he runs it. Train wants to come down and pick this up. He lives north of me. North, right? And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's awesome. If any of you guys ever get in the area and you want to swing in and hanging out for a day or something while we're working, or you may want to make that trip, email me. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. You know, some days isn't good. And then some days, yeah, you know, no problem at all. So you could get a chance to sit at the bench, especially with this freaking world the way it is, with the big C. A lot of events closed down over the last 2 years. I'm kind of jonesing to meet new people. I don't know the truth. And I'd like to get out there and participate in activities. I don't want to just sit here and build saws all day, but I do, some days. Hopefully more days than not. This has been a crazy year. I might have to get my hip waders on. Where I was going to go cut wood and run some of these saws. Flooded, what, yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Flooded.
And iced over.
And then iced over. So this is what this last year's been about. Every time, oh man, I got a pile of saws, I got to run these, got to ship them out. And I want to go cut wood. We have a natural disaster. It rains. The rain's been a problem. Precipitation in general, because I'll tell you, our snowfall went stupid after the 1st of January. It really did. Okay, here's where it's important to me. The rod's perfect, Train. I won't know about the bearings till I get the flywheel off and the clutch off and we break it down. But if this saw needs bearings, you're going to get them, buddy. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, this is it for the video. Guys, thanks for showing up. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. If you watch to the end of the video, you're probably already a subscriber. I don't say in the beginning of the video, why bother, right? Thank you. Just thank you a lot, all of you, for just being there. Getting them comments. I love reading them. Goodbye.